45 minutes past 2 p.m. and it is everyone's favorite segment. We are moving into our next segment now, and it is Trending Now, Muslim edition, with none other than Ummi Kulsum Kambone. So we started off talking about Ramadan, reflecting on what it meant for us. Then we moved into Ramadan and Eid, and sadly we got cut off there. But like I said, we will continue, inshallah. Looking at how we transition into this beautiful celebration. But now we're here. It's Eid, and we are going to be living it. A little early, but we're living it. And we're about to have the conversation that everyone can relate to. Because let's be real, Eid is a whole vibe. It's something so different, something that's bigger than words. You just feel it. And me, I'm an Eid enthusiast, okay? Um, Eid is my thing. I start planning my Eid fit literally 2 weeks after the last Eid ends, and my family always fights with me for that. But I'm like, I gotta be prepared, okay? It's never too early, and the excitement is always on lock. And I think a lot of that comes from the way that I grew up. Eid has always been huge in my family. From the moment Fajr hits, it's game on. My mom has the takbir playing throughout the house, the bakhur is already burning, and the whole place is just screaming Eid vibes. And then, of course, it's table duty for me. Because listen, when my dad and brother come back from Eid Salah, the table needs to be set and ready to impress. Everyone must know Umamah set the table today. Um, and what I love about this new Gen Z era that we're in is that we're kind of taking Eid to the next level. We're not just sticking to the traditions, we're adding our own flair. We've got decor, theme setup, color coordinated fits, our mom's doing viral trends. It's a whole movement. And this is the perfect place to talk about it. Now, if you don't already know Ummi Kulsum Kambone, let me introduce you properly. She's a recent graduate with a degree in food science and technology from Durban University of Technology. She's also adventurous, outdoorsy, and always looking for ways to make life more meaningful. And of course, she's also the pre Iftar Plug's official social media commentator, which means she knows what's trending and she knows how to break it down for us. So, without further ado, Assalamu alaikum, Ummi Kulthum.
Walaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Last episode, excited, sad.
All
Man,
of the above. I'm just going to something. I keep telling my family that, like, I'm going through and I don't know what's wrong, but I'm not okay. What do you mean it's the last episode?
I
Like,
mean,
this is
bittersweet.
It's so bittersweet. I was up 7 a.m. I couldn't sleep. Like I was ready. I was ready for the show today, 7 o'clock in the morning. But you know what? It's we're here and it's the last show and it's the last trending now and we couldn't have had it any other way. I'm gonna get into it because I keep saying we're just behind schedule today, but it's okay. It's okay. My first question for you is: Eat outfit stress is real. Be honest. Are you the type to have your outfit planned weeks in advance? Are you still scrambling the night before?
Haha. You know what? The in outfit stress. This year I experienced in outfit stress, but previously, like in previous years, I always know, just like you, like how you said 2 weeks after this Eid, you're already planning next year's outfits. That usually is me. I'll be on Pinterest. I'm like, I'm not buying no abaya. I'm getting my own custom made outfit, and I'm scrolling and scrolling, looking for design inspiration. And I'll tell my mom like, okay, this is what I want to wear next year for Eid. I want this. I want this in this color. I'm usually well prepared like that, and we'll even go and get everything, the fabrics, and we'll take it to the tailor well in advance. Like we're usually on top of our game. I don't know what happened this year, and this year was just stress. Like oh, you get there and there's like, okay, I don't have my own tailor-made outfits, and I must look for a buyer. And you get there and there's so many gorgeous abayas, and I'm on Instagram also, and I'm seeing, okay, the girlies are buying this, the girlies are wearing this style this year. And now the pressure is on also, because you're like, I need to be looking good, I need to be snatched like the girlies. But I hate the stress. I usually like to be planned. I like to be I like to know what I'm doing, what I'm wearing, and have everything sorted well way before Eid, so that I'm not stressing too much. I have my outfit ready, sitting in my cupboard, and while everyone is stressing, I'm like la di da di da, I'm sorted.
You know what's funny is me busy bragging and saying how I have my outfits done, months in advance. This year was different. Same right here. This year was different.
Mhm.
I forgot. I don't know who I forgot. Like, Ramadan went and my mind was not on
Mhm.
Eid. I was just chilling. And then last week I told my mother,
Right?
I said, "What are we wearing? What are we wearing? Like, Eid is
What are we?
coming now." I started stressing. And straight from the show, we went to Forsberg and we started looking for our buyers. Nothing was nice there. It was just such a terrible experience. And then I went on my Instagram. I'm asking guys, what are we buying? What are we wearing for Eid? And everyone like gave me like really good suggestions. But everyone was like, it's too late. Like there's only a week left. And I'm like, oh man. So I got a really nice custom made outfit. I'm ready. I don't know about y'all. I'm ready.
Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah.
That's all.
My
As long
girl.
as you're ready, that's
Exactly, exactly. You don't have to worry about what happened behind the scenes. I was just laughing because what was it on Friday? Thursday night, I started crying like I was in full tears because my shoes were getting delivered on Thursday after Eid. I said, "What? 2 days after
no.
Eid?" I promise you. I think it was the 27th night. The way I woke up at the Hajj that night, I said, "Ya Allah, I need my shoes. I need my shoes." Tell me why Friday morning the shoes arrived. I cried. You
Listen,
know what?
listen.
You know
The
what?
power of the Hajj plus Ramadan, listen, unmatched. That is a live living testimony. If there's anyone listening and you're thinking, Allah hasn't heard my prayers, here's a testimony, okay? Literally, it was supposed
Guys,
to
my
come the
shoes
Thursday
came
after Eid.
and it came that day. I was so happy with myself. I said, anyone who's gonna listen, I'm gonna tell you the story. My shoes came in time. Okay, moving on to my next question. It is every family has that one Eid tradition that they refuse to let go of. What's one in your family that no matter what still happens every year?
Eid traditions, honestly, I don't know. What is it? Because I feel like every year, oh, it has to be the biryani. Let me tell you something. In my house, I mean, in my own house, one day, we will not be cooking biryani for Eid. Because tell me why we have biryani like throughout the year, and then Eid day, people are still saying, no, there has to be biryani on the table. Yeah, okay, like chill. What's up with everyone in the biryani? Like, I am so tired. And even this year, like, I think it was sometime last week, my mom was like, okay, so what's the menu? And I'm like, okay, let's do this, let's do that. And my dad comes and he's like, no biryani. I'm like, every year. Come on, guys. Like, no, please, we have to. So I think that is like one thing. Like, you'll never come to my house and eat it and not find a biryani. That's like impossible. I think yeah, that's like one thing I can think of. I don't know what else. I don't know what are some of your house traditions that
You
just
know
people
what?
don't want to let go of.
Biryani too. Biryani too. My granny is just the biryani sorcerer. So it's not even a bad thing that we have biryani. It's
It's not a
amazing
thing
because
for real.
she makes it good. And I think a new favorite is I forget what you call it, but it's this like a chicken curry, and I don't like it, hey. But my family they eat it down, and I'm like, guys, why would you guys have that? But you know what? I allow it. Let them enjoy their curry. It's
Let them
fine.
enjoy.
And you gotta have the
We'll break
seafood. You
those
gotta have the
traditions
prawns.
one day.
Inshallah.
Love a
You
seafood.
gotta have the seafood. You gotta have the seafood. And you know what made it worse is when I found out that Hanafis can't have prawns and crabs and all of those things. I was depressed. I was
Oh my
depressed.
god, no!
Ha! For the people
That's
that didn't know,
literally
I'm
the hit of
sorry.
seafood. You
So
literally
we
just
stuck
ruined it
with
for
like
them.
I did. On Eid day, if I catch any of you eating prawns, it's on. It's on.
No, suddenly
I
everyone
went.
now is Shafi. But anyway.
I thought about it too. I said, I think I wanna be Shafi now, but I'm like, do I though? It was one of those situations, but you know what? We allow it. I'll stick with salmon and all of that stuff.
Yeah.
And just imagine, smell the prawns and say, you know what? I know what it tastes like. One day I
Pellets
had it.
and just wait.
Exactly. It's so sad. I'm actually so heartbroken talking about it now. Um, okay, my next question for you. Um, okay, my next question is, where are you? Okay, looking back at all of our episodes this Ramadan, what's one moment or conversation that really stuck with you?
Um, it would have to be the first episode. Episode one was, I think. the best. Because we spoke about, remember we dissected Sheikh Omar's, the other side series, Barzakh and Beyond, and we were talking about names in Barzakh. And I think even after that episode, I was still sitting and I was still thinking, like, no, man, this is so deep. And like, I really enjoyed the conversation that day, so much so that I was sitting and I opened my notes app and I was like, let me write down some of my thoughts and reflections on this episode. Because even though I had watched it and, I had like, and we spoke about it on the show, I still felt like I needed to do a bit more like deeper reflection on it. And it was so touching, man. There was just something about it. I can't explain it, but there was just something about it
Mm.
that just really made it like the highlights of, yeah, that for me was like top tier, 10 out of 10, episode one. Also because it was like we were nervous, it was like a new thing we were doing and we were just like, we were winging it, but also it was so good
Yeah.
at the same. Definitely that
I'm
one.
sick of you because every time you answer the questions I ask, I have the exact same answer. Like everything is the same because I was gonna say the exact same thing, and the same reason because we're like so shy and we're like, oh my god, like
Yes.
hi.
But
And
it was
the
also
whole
nice.
episode
Yeah.
was the whole episode in general, it was just so nice. It was so concise, and it was able, so many
Yeah.
people started watching the series from there. I just felt like, an influence for good things, subhanallah, alhamdulillah. It was such a good episode. And I think till now, like, I
Mm.
haven't gotten to watch the last few episodes, but I heard my mom listening to this morning, and I'm just like, gosh, I'm gonna miss this. Like, I have to rewatch it again because
We have
it's
to.
just
Oh my
so
God.
good. It's just so
Hmm.
good. And every day it's something different. We can have this whole conversation again. We can talk about the
I'm
whole series again.
We'll end up talking about it all over again, right?
Let me move on to the next question. Enough, enough. My next question is Eid and social media. What's your take? Is it all about aesthetic Eid pics, or do you feel like it adds unnecessary pressure to make Eid look a certain way?
Firstly, it definitely is about the aesthetics. Let's not lie. We all make sure that when we're taking pictures of the table, we is positioned at a certain angle. You don't want to get the other side of the wall because it's not painted properly, and you want to make sure it looks all. So yes, the aesthetics definitely, even with the outfit, you go all out and you try to make sure you get the best looking picture of yourself in your outfits, and your shoes are showing just enough, to not also show the entire size of your foot. And so definitely aesthetics. And I'm guilty. I do the exact same thing. I will take like a million pictures and I'll be like, no, not this one, not this one. Delete, delete. Then I'm left with one and like, okay, let's do this again. Guys, wait, don't eat. I need to get the perfect picture before you'll start. So definitely the aesthetics will always be a thing. No one just captures and just posts anything. We all just very conscious
Mm.
about how it looks, how we present our thingies, and we want to make it look, to others that we had like the perfect Eid and the best one. Even though if in reality you may have had a really good Eid, you may have enjoyed it, but sometimes you wanna over exaggerate how lovely the Eid was based on the pictures. So the aesthetics definitely a thing, and I think sometimes it does add a bit of unnecessary pressure, man. Because like I remember there was one time I was watching somebody's stories on Eid day, and I think it was Eid al Adha, right? And Eid al Adha around
Mm.
here is not like always like the best because it's just messy and there's a lot going on. And I was watching someone else's story. I think it was an influencer even, and they just had like the whole feast and decor and everything. And I'm just looking at my house and I'm like, if you just it's smelling everywhere, blood everywhere, the floors are messy. I'm like, there's nothing
Yeah.
aesthetic here, and it does, and it makes me. And I was thinking, like, why don't we have, also give that kind of, put that much effort in Eid al Adha as well. So I think Eid, these aesthetic pictures also do add some kind of pressure. It makes you feel like your Eid wasn't good enough, or you didn't have that much of a good time. But you know what? It's one of those things. Sometimes you feel the pressure. Sometimes you just watch. It's like a puff and pass kind of thing. You just watch it like, yeah, nice, love it, heart the story, and you move on, and you're really not
Mm.
bothered. So fifty
I think
fifty.
half the time too, even for me, is that I only see people's Eid stories after Eid. Like, I'm busy. I got things to
Yes, yeah,
do. So you
exactly.
just go, you go post, and then you come out, and all the
You
reactions
out.
look nice. You respond later,
Yeah.
um, and if we all want to like have the static pictures look nice, and it's okay. Like, you know what?
It's
I know I'm
okay.
just gonna
Yeah.
pop out. I think my issue is that I'm the photographer of the family. So I don't get the best pictures. I'm taking good
Oh
pictures of
man,
everyone else. So, my heart just pains with every year, but I'm trying to teach them and, okay, take like this, put the
train
grid, I'm
them.
in the middle of
Yes.
the grid, all of that. Um,
Mm.
we have a few messages from our beloved Mahdia. I'm only seeing a
Aw.
few of her comments that came through now. And the first one is, well, now we want to see the fits. Girl, you gotta wait. You gotta wait
You
on
gotta
Eid Day.
wait.
On
Stay
Eid Day,
tuned
you
on the
will see
IG
the fits.
stories.
Inshallah. And then she says
Yeah,
the biryani trauma is real shame. I think it's universal. I think we're all going through this.
we all going through it.
We truly are. And then she says, you guys knocked it out of the park though, mashallah, for episode 1. Jazakallah, Jazakallah. I'm so for the feedback. I think I want to know what you guys think. I want to know how you guys found this show. And that's why in the last segment, we will have a chance where you can tell us how you found the show, what you thought of the show, make me like, feel
Can't wait
nice,
for that.
glaze me a little bit, do what you gotta do. But
They
yeah,
better
no.
engage.
Y'all better engage. If not, I know where all of you live. I'm joking. I'm joking. I'm joking.
That you didn't even.
But I'm joking. Okay, my next question for you is we're lucky this year that Eid falls during the holidays, but for some people, it's exams, work, or even spending Eid alone. How do you think we can still make Eid feel special no matter our circumstances?
Oh man, firstly, just my deepest heartfelt condolences to anyone spending Eid alone, because you shouldn't be spending Eid alone. I mean,
Mm,
it is such a blessed day, such a joyous occasion. It's like the one holiday we have as Muslims, the one
mm,
festive celebration, whatever. And to be alone on that day, I mean, you can be alone any other day, but an Eid day. So firstly, so sorry that you may have to spend it alone, but I think even still, just firstly, if you have friends, be with friends, Muslim friends that are also celebrating. If you can, if they're willing to also maybe bring you into their family space if they're celebrating with their families, or maybe you just so happen to find another friend who's also alone and you guys get together. I know it's so easy to just say when you're not in that situation, and you can just tell people like, oh, just find a friend and be with them. But I mean, like, genuinely, I mean it. Like, if you really can find somebody, just be with them, because honestly, I can't imagine ever spending Eid alone. Even when I wasn't staying at home, I would make sure that Eid time, I'm going home. I'm gonna write that exam and I'm going home, packing my bags even that same night, and I'm going, because you can't be alone. Because I think Eid is such a beautiful time, man. It really is just about celebrating that joy, and it's a day that Allah has given to us. He said, listen, this is the day I'm giving you a feast with your family, with your loved ones, your friends, everyone. So even for those that are doing exam, if your exam, hopefully it's in the morning of Eid day, then go do your exam, come back. Once the exam is done, even if you didn't know the stuff, don't dwell on it and be like, yo, I'm so stressed, I might have failed. Hey, you'll deal with that tomorrow. Just dress up, get in that Eid vibe, and just immerse yourself in the Eid spirit, in the Eid day. Don't be sulking. You'll think about how your results the next day or the week after, whatever. Those that are working, I think that's really sad, because you're probably working from morning to afternoon. So, like, practically your whole day you spend at work. If possible, maybe, okay, I'm thinking this is in the instance where somebody doesn't have leave or something, and they just have to be at work. So
mm,
that's really sad, because I feel like you just miss the whole day, and most of the exciting things happen like around the afternoon, late afternoon time, and you're at work. And I think that's so sad. I really don't know what to say to you. I just hope that
I'm
nobody
sorry.
is in
I'm so
that
sorry.
situation. We really are sorry. But yeah, man, everyone must just try to be with family, try to be with people, and just try to make it fun. Just try to have as
Mm.
much fun as possible. Yeah.
Yeah, even if you're at work, just go be the problem, be the clown at work, just so everyone has fun, man. Do whatever you gotta do,
Yeah.
just to
Or
make your
dress up
day
to work,
better.
rather dress in your
Yeah.
Eid outfit, carry some nice food to work, and your colleagues will know that it's Eid, and maybe they'll also try to help you build that spirit. I don't know, but just do something, just don't
Yeah.
sulk.
Don't
Down
sulk. You're
south.
gonna be okay, inshallah.
Gonna
And
be.
take me that you know what this Eid I'm spending on my own, but inshallah next Eid I'm not. Inshallah next Eid, and if you don't have community, if you're saying you're alone because you don't have community, there are so many avenues for that. You have so many of these mass Eids, so many of people when they have at the parks and things
Mm,
like that. So many people that invite other people to their houses, especially in these communities where house to house people put out tents, for people just to come to their house to eat at their houses and things like that.
mm,
So just try and make connections, because spending it alone, it just must be the saddest thing. You see some people spending with their families, even if
has
you're
to.
fine with it, it must hurt. It must hurt. But
It has
we
to.
we sending all our love. We're sending our love, we're sending
Yes.
our support, and the biggest Eid Mubarak hugs and kisses from Umamah and Ummi Kulsum.
Yes.
So I think my threat might have gone a bit too far because Mahdia says that's why they ask us where we stay when we first message Salam Media. It's just so we can say Mahdia from Benoni, okay? That's all I know. I just know you live in Benoni. That's it. I promise I don't know the address. I promise. I hope I don't know the address. But we'll just keep it at that. We'll just
Also
keep it
hope
at that.
don't.
Just keep it at that. My next question for you is speaking of Eid alone, some people come from families that aren't Muslim. What advice would you give to someone celebrating Eid in a non-Muslim household?
Oh man. I think sort of like ties in with the previous one. Just if you live in, you're the only one Muslim at home, and if you have your friends or if you have a community outside of home that is Muslim, where you usually get support, where you usually learn from or whatever, just try to be with them. I really don't know because I feel like we don't always think about such situations because we take for granted that everyone has family to spend Eid with just because we do, so we never really sit and think, what about the people that are alone, what about the people that are the only Muslims in their houses, and they want to have that Eid spirit but they don't know where to go or they don't know who to be with. It's really sad, and I'm just sitting here, I'm like, oh my god, think of an answer real quick, and I just can't. And the only thing I'm thinking of is the fact that we just take for granted, we take it so lightly that every year Eid, our family is there. You're gonna see your cousins, even those you haven't seen in maybe the whole year or 2 years. You're gonna see them on Eid and other distant family. And you're gonna have fun, and you don't really think what if they weren't there. So I think even in that instance, if you have a community of people outside of home that you can be with, try to be with them. Go out, even if you're gonna do a solo date. Ugh, I'm sitting here encouraging solo dates, and I would never do one because cringe. But just try to make it like a good day. Just I think it's so important before even Ramadan and stuff to just have that community already built. Have those friends where that we are together, we're all in a similar situation, so should anything happen, we know we can always rely on each other. We can always just be like, okay, Eid is here, let's get together, let's do something, let's go out, or let's do salah together, let's go to the park or just something like that. But just always try to find a community and be part of a community, because just being alone is no, 0 out of 10. Yeah.
Definitely. You know what? It may sound so out of pocket, just so out of touch what I'm gonna say, but I experienced Ramadan on my own, okay? My whole life it was Ramadan with my siblings, and we're so close in age. So it was just us triplets, and we're just doing the most. And this was a Ramadan on my sister. She's married with her baby, and
Oh,
she's so far away, all the way in Port Shepstone. And my brother was in madrasa the whole Ramadan, and I was an only child. It was just me, and
so how
I
did
was like,
that
"No,
feel?
forget it."
Maybe then you can give us better insight.
Hey man, I don't know, man. But it was sad, man. It was just me and my mom and my dad, and making three samosas, three spring rolls, three
Oh,
pies, and having everything in really tiny portions because who's gonna eat the rest of this food? In the previous interview, we're talking about how in gosh, English, the neighbors giving food to each other and everything, how my neighbors do the same thing, and how every day my mom would tell my neighbor, it's too much food, we can't eat this, like it's just the three of us, we can't have all of this. And which is so funny because before we would be scrambling to finish the food before my brother takes it or my sister has it, we were just scrambling. So without having my sisters and my brother here, it was hard. And now this Eid, my brother's back, but my sister's not spending Eid with us this year, and I'm
Oh
just
man.
so depressed. My heart is sore. I'm just going through it. But you know what? It's okay. It's okay. I'm trying to be a better person about it and just say, I'm gonna see her next Eid. I'm gonna see her next Eid. Like she's gonna be here next Eid.
Inshallah.
Inshallah. So I'm just, and I understand how it can be in some way for other people who don't really have people to spend their Ramadan, to spend the Eid with. It can be really lonely. Even though it was just me and my parents, but I just felt like a loner in the world. No one loves me. I'm all alone. I'm just gonna die alone. That's how I felt, honestly. But you know what? We got through it, and inshallah. But you know what's breaking my heart though? I must just say this out loud because my sister's baby, his name is Akasha, and he's just like the light of my life. And every day he's growing, and every day he's doing something more, and he's sitting up and he's doing what? I'm like, when I see him Eid al-Adha, he's gonna be walking and talking and doing all these things, and I'm gonna be like the auntie from Joburg
Learning
that you don't know.
fast.
I'm just, you
Oh,
know
that's
what?
the worst.
This is so sad, but you know what? It's okay. It's okay.
It's
So, think
okay.
about the people that are far away in a good way. Think about how, oh, I miss them, but you know what? It's okay. It's okay. Stay on video calls, do whatever you can just to make
Yeah.
it fun, even if it's breaking you inside, but you're trying your best to
You
make it
just
a
keep
fun
the
Eid.
connection alive through whatever way possible, whether it's calls or text or
Definitely.
yeah.
Yeah. So we have reached the end of trending now. So soon. So soon. But we have reached the end. And I'm about to cry. I'm about to get all emotional because we spent 4 weeks
My God.
together, 4 long weeks together, and it's come to an end so quickly. Trending now has taken so many different turns. I can't even explain. We were fighting with people. We were we were talking about serious. We were talking about Laylatul Qadr. We
Mm,
became big appas one day. Like it was so different, and it was something that I think we needed so much, and a lot of the listeners really really appreciated it because it had that very youthful vibe. It had that very exciting energy to it. And
definitely.
no, I'm so thankful that you hopped on the bandwagon with me, and we did this together. Jazakallah so much for spending these 4 weeks with me. I couldn't have done trending now with anyone else. Thank you.
Stop! You can make me cry.
Don't cry online. Don't cry
Oh
online.
my God. No man, it really was it was the most beautiful thing. And yeah, before I thank the listeners and everyone, I have to a huge jazakallah khair to you. You just firstly you caught me off guard, like come do this with me. I'm like, "Oh,
It was
okay,
like a few
okay,
days
okay."
before. I'm sorry though. I'm
I was like, okay, and I was like, and I told my mom, and I'm like, I just agreed to something, but I'm not sure if I'm gonna be able to do it. And because like in my list of things that I had, to get done or at least to accomplish in this year, being on a radio show was just not one of them. It wasn't even a thought in my head. Just being in
sorry.
a media space wasn't even a thing. And and you came up with that, and I was like, okay, okay, fine, I guess. And I was so nervous and I was so anxious, and I was like, what if I stutter? And what if suddenly I don't know English? Because like that anxiety is so real that at that point where you have to start speaking, suddenly you're lost for words and you can't even
Mm,
formulate a single sentence. So but you know what, overall it was a great experience, and as we went through the weeks we got more comfortable, and it just became so much more amazing, and it was the most beautiful experience for me, even though I never pictured myself sitting here doing this. But it was amazing. The engagement from the listeners was amazing. So I want to thank each and every one of you for listening, for tuning in every week. Those who even if you just came in once, even if you just popped by for 2 seconds, it meant so much to us. And your support, unwavering support. There were some people that would just hear every single week. I have to shout out to Mahdia. Every week without fail, she was there in the comments, telling us, yes, I agree with that. And also, giving some of her feedback as well. So we're so grateful to each and every one of you. And not to say that the rest of you are not appreciated. Everyone else who also engaged with us and, was just there listening or watching wherever you were. We're so grateful for you, and I can't thank you enough. You don't know how much it means to us. And yeah, man, a huge jazakallah khair to all of you. I wish you all a beautiful rest of Ramadan, a beautiful Eid. I know you're all doing last minute things. It's normal. It's okay. Just make sure you enjoy your Eid though, and just all of my love to each and every one of you. To Umama. Oh, what a star. You've done amazing on this show. Not just the segments, the whole pre-iftar plug, the social media, the du'as in the morning. I think, oh man, 10 out of 10. I couldn't have seen a better person to host the segment than you. So well done, my bestie. You did that, and you should be proud.
Thank
I am proud of you.
you.
I'm so proud.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm so shy. I'm like going to do something. I might cry.
No,
Oh my
please don't
god.
say it.
I'm trying. I'm trying. I'm trying a makeup on. Um, we have a wow, guys. Why do you have to say it like that, Ummi Kulsum? Anyway, um,
Sorry.
we have a comment from Hasina Ali. She says, "You were amazing, mashallah. Thank you, mom. Much
Oh.
appreciated. Sending so much love." And with that, we come to the end of Trending Now Muslim Edition. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you so much for listening. And thank you so much for being a part of the pre Iftar plug. With that, we're going to go on to an ad break and we will go on to Muslim Market.